Alright, so striper fishing on the Sac River. The river's extremely high right now and muddy for this time of year. The striper are thick in the river, but they are hard to catch. It's really hit and miss with this water. They're letting water out of the dams pretty often now, especially right now since we're getting a lot of snow melt. So one day you might have pretty clear waters in the Sac River, and the next day super muddy just because they've been letting it out. So I would suggest bait would be your best bet right now until this snow melt goes away. Lures, I would say maybe go up on the higher Sac River or the Feather. Higher up on the Sac River, like Chico or Calusa area, is going to be much clearer water. So lures are going to work much better up there. But if you're down in the lower Sac, West Sac area, Sacramento area, I would suggest bait. So I've been out here throwing lures like crazy, getting a few bites. I found a nice spot, so I'm gonna come and try early morning, and then one day try kind of late afternoon when the sun's going down, and see maybe what's better. I'm gonna be trying lures and bait, different baits, and see if we can get a keeper here. But the water currently right now, it is pretty muddy. I just came down to the river just to check the water and to try and find some new fishing spots here. Since the water's so high, there's like no fishing spots around my area that I usually fish at. So yeah, we'll be out tomorrow chasing them stripers before they go. Also, another sign for striper is when you start seeing a bunch of females being caught. That's the tail end of the spawning striper run. Alright guys, so if you're throwing out any kind of lures, normally I like to throw mono, but with this water like this, it's really dirty. One of my poles have mono and the other one has braid, because braid, it's not really going to matter too much because the water's real dirty anyways, so they're not going to be able to see the line anyways. And just because you got a lot more stuff in the water, braid's a lot stronger. And if you're casting a bait caster, the line's a lot thinner, so you could put a lot more line on a smaller reel. So it's got its pluses and its downsides too. Bait. If you're around the Sacramento area, bait is your best bet right now for striper. Sturgeon, I heard, are doing really good too. Haven't been doing much sturgeon fishing, but the sturgeon are pretty thick in the Sacramento River all up to Knight's Landing. They're catching them. I heard catching a few big ones, some oversized guys. So if you're out sturgeon fishing, it's really good. The water conditions are really good for sturgeon. As of striper, the striper numbers are really good, but they're just tough to catch because of all this snow melt, and the water is just messed up. And it's not clearing up too good because all these late rain we had and the snow melt. Now we got a big snow pack, and the snow's melting off, and so when those lakes up high get filled up, they have to let the water out, and when they let the water out, it goes into the river and it just tears up the lower Sac River. So if you're trying to get clear waters, I definitely suggest going up higher up on the Sac River, maybe the Feather. You go up to like Chico or Calusa area. That's definitely going to be a lot clearer water, and you're going to get a lot more striper up there. My favorite setup for striper on the river. It's super easy, cheap, and it's snag free. As you can see, I put the head through there, and then I hide the tip of the hook in the body. It's still gonna catch a fish there because they bite real hard and it's gonna get the hook, but you're not gonna snag anything on the bottom. Just with the bullet weight, I think this is about a quarter or so. So the secret is with these guys is you don't want this worm right here to have a curve in it. See how this guy's perfectly straight? See that? That's how you want this thing to looking just like an eel, just nice and straight, eel or a worm. Nice and straight looking and just going along the water just like that. That's right there, exactly how you want it. Alright guys, out here trying to find new spots. And two things to look for when you're looking for new spots is you kind of want it to be back behind the current, so like a little eddy. As you can see right here, right there, there's a little eddy. The main current is on the right, and then it actually swirls to the left here and kind of comes back upriver. That is really good spot. It catches things and fish kind of wait around that area for feeding. So areas like that, and then also you want to look at the ground and see if there's sand, rocks. That's another sign, because you never know what's in the water. When the water's this high, you could have a bunch of stuff in the water. So if you're bait fishing, make sure you cast out casts just to see what's in the water, because you don't want to throw your bait out and then have a fish on and have it snagged before you even catch a fish. So just check your spot, make sure there's no big trees under the water, a couple casts out, and then you could throw your bait pole out. And yeah, this looks like a really good spot. Alright guys, when you're chasing striper, you really want to know striper, the species, and know about them. Kind of want to think like a striper. They're scared of light, so you want to know that they're going to be in around cover during the daytime. And maybe some trees over the water might be a good spot, or if you know what the ground looks like on the bottom of the river, then that's another good thing, because you could find little hiding spots that you can't obviously see on top of the water, but there's hiding spots under the water you can't see. So Fish Finder is really good for that.